Hi. So I keep thinking that I need to calm down and I need to process how I'm feeling about this so that I can have a more nuanced and calm, measured take on everything. And maybe, well, clearly, I think I will get that eventually, but I'm not there yet and I don't just want to simmer. I am feeling all of the not good things. I'm really angry at my ex. They keep making promises that they do not keep and can't keep. And I understand the reasons behind it. I know that they're a system. I know that there are a lot of different desires and opinions and things that they want, but it's difficult for me to keep track, if I'm honest. And like, I'm sure that also goes for me. I'm a system too. But they promised me that we would go to Olive Garden before they moved. And they kept bringing it up. Like, anytime they would see me, we're gonna go to Olive Garden. And I was excited about it too, because when we were dating, we didn't really get to go anywhere. Well, we did, but like, there was a certain period of time where we weren't really going out because I was a secret, and I didn't want to make things more uncomfortable or unsafe for them, like where they were living with their husband's family, who are homophobic and other things, all the phobics. But yeah, because I had some like hurt and resentment from not going on a dinner date with them while we were together because I was a secret. And then I find out that they're gonna move like to Wisconsin. I mean, first, the 28th, they're going to Washington to hang out with their best friend. And then from there, they're gonna move to Wisconsin, apparently. I don't really know. That's the plan right now, but knowing them, it could change. I'm not really sure. But that's what I know to be true at this moment. And I don't know, like, there's parts of them that wanted to go to Olive Garden with me before we go, and I was thinking, this is great. Like, I think that I'm finally gonna be fine with how everything went. I think I'm gonna be fine with things not working out, with not getting to be with the person who I think is the love of my life, with being made to feel like I was a secret, with being made to feel like I am worse than their husband, Ethan. Like, if I get to go to Olive Garden with them, then I'm gonna feel okay. It will be the closure that I need. And maybe it isn't, or maybe it wouldn't have even been the closure that I needed. But that was my thought process. And I don't know, like, they they seem to want that. Like, what, the last time that they were here, they were cuddling me and kissing me and telling me like that they want to go to Olive Garden. I'm like, I really want to do that. I've wanted to do that. Can we please do that? And they were like, okay, I want to make it the perfect night for you. Like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to hold your hand. I want to walk around the parking lot a little bit and hold your hand. I would like to kiss you, and I want to go eat pasta. And like, just to let you know, like, the whole like holding hands and like kissing thing, we were doing that anyway. I mean, not in public, because like, we weren't really going out together anymore, not lately. And that was hurting me, because like, they said they wanted to spend as much time with me before they left as possible, but it was only when they would come over here. And like, I know that they're different from my exes, but that reminded me of how I've had exes that like wouldn't take me out anywhere, and they would just come over and have sex. And like, it made me feel really gross, and like, I wasn't worth normal fun. And like, I know that that's not really their issue. It's like a PTSD thing that I have now. Um and ugh it's just really, really upsetting. I The last time they were here, when they were like, let's go to Olive Garden, they said to me like that over the weekend, like, I think either Saturday or was it Friday, I can't remember, that they were going to New York with a coworker because that coworker really wants to meet a guy in New York, but her parents are really strict, so Kai offered to go with them and they would stay in a hotel. And I at that moment, I was honestly really jealous because I wanted to go to New York City with them. Like, I love going to New York City, and that's something that like I want to do with the people that I'm close to. And so I wanted to do that with Kai, and so hearing that they're that we're doing that with their coworker and not me, and also I felt I I'm pessimistic and I just worry a lot. So I thought that they weren't going to take me to Olive Garden, even though they kept saying that they wanted to and they were going to. I just had this feeling that it's just going to fall through and I'm not going to get to go. And then I'm also not going to be going to New York City with them either. And, um, so yeah, they left and I started like getting panicky because I'm like, okay, well, we only have like a few days left till the 20th, and if they're going on this road trip to New York with their coworker over the weekend, then like how then we really have to solidify the plans now if we want to go to Olive Garden. So I start messaging them on Discord and I'm telling them like what plans that I have this week so that they know like what time slots are like blocked off so that they can tell me what works for them. And another thing too is that I typically wasn't making any plans. I wasn't reaching out to friends. I wasn't really trying to make plans with anyone or go to events because I wanted to spend all of my time with Kai. And they weren't really doing the same thing for me, which made me feel a little resentful, if I'm honest. But that's a problem. That's like I think a problem I have. I don't know, with like not setting boundaries maybe, or but like I didn't want to because I wanted to spend all my time with them. But um I anyway, they sent a message back and they said that like that they don't want to do a dinner date with me anymore, and it's because being around me is too destabilizing because they feel that they don't have control over their headmates, over the other alters when they spend time with me, and they don't listen to them, I guess, regarding things about me. Um, and I'm not really sure what that meant. I think maybe that means they just don't want to see me at all, but there are parts of them that do, and so they come see me, and then they're like, I don't want to see this girl, why are we here? And, um, yeah, but that really, really hurt to hear. It's really confusing to go from someone like kissing you and telling you that if it was up to them, you'd be their wife. Um, to that, I just feel really hurt. I feel like they shouldn't be making these promises that they can't keep. And another aspect to why this hurts so bad is that when we were together, they really framed things like they wanted to marry me and like that was more possible and closer in the future than it truly was. Um, and I have a really sensitive relationship with marriage, um, because I was in a relationship in the past I was proposed to and then it was taken back the next day, literally the next day. Um, and then I was in a situation where I was taken advantage of and I was sort of like forcibly married when I wasn't in the right state of mind. And it wasn't a good marriage, it was pretty like toxic. And I stopped dreaming about marriage because of that. But when Kai started mentioning that they wanted to marry me and like wanted me to make a Pinterest board of like rings that I liked, I started to dream about marriage again. And I thought, well, maybe it is possible. And like any time that we'd be out and there'd be rings, like they'd want me to try them on to see how they looked on me and like what size I was. And anyway, when they told me that they were moving, um, to Wisconsin and that they wanted to spend as much time with me as possible before they leave, they mentioned that we could get like friendship promise rings. And um, I that's clearly not happening anymore. They don't want to go to Olive Garden, and um, they said like the only time that they want to see me now is to say goodbye, I guess, before they go. And so I'm assuming there's going to be no ring. And I know that like the rings weren't to symbolize marriage of any kind. It was to symbolize that like we'd still be friends even though they'd be far. But the fact that the marriage thing, that fell through, that they framed it in a way that made it seem like they were going to do that, and something about that correlation hurts the fact that I'm not even getting the friendship promise ring. And maybe I'm not like expressing myself great, but it doesn't feel very good. And if I'm honest, like right now, I'm feeling like I don't even want to say goodbye to them because it feels like everything is on their own terms. And I feel very jerked around, and I don't know, like maybe I'm not considering them enough. That's a problem that I do have sometimes. My emotions get so intense that until I can sort of sift through them and weed through them and pick apart like what it is that I'm feeling and why, that's kind of only when I can begin to understand and like process potentially the other person's feelings like in more detail and like with more accuracy. And I think that might be because I'm autistic. I'm not really sure, but just the fact that they didn't keep their promise, like because they didn't keep a lot of promises in their relationship, and then they just kept breaking them. That really bothers me, like to my core. Like, I really don't like when people break promises. Like, oh God, it makes me feel so bad. And, like, and it makes me think, like, is that what I meant to you? Is that what I meant to you? Like, I purposely made no plans for you. I loved you. Like, I wanted to be in your heart. I wanted to, like, be carried around in your pocket. Like, and, like, that's the thing, too, is I don't think they like the way that I love. And that hurts a lot. I don't know. Everything feels tough right now.